unstoppable. Unstoppable, that mean them can't stop ya. Youth, unstoppable, run away train.
Yes, Unstoppable family, good night, good night, good night to every person that is here tonight. How is everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody is having an awesome night tonight. You know, I certainly am. It is officially Wednesday night, right? Which simply means that it is another night for another epic conversation, another epic show, right? And I'm seeing all the familiar names that I love to see on the Unstoppable show tonight. I'm seeing all the people that I love and appreciate, and I'm hoping everybody is doing great tonight. Now, before we even get started tonight, I'm going to ask everybody, as usual, to just share out the show tonight, please and thanks. It would be greatly appreciated if you would just share out the show, you know, as usual over there on Facebook. You know, I would beg you that you share it to some groups, you know, share it to your page, share it to your profile, share it everywhere that you could share the show, and invite in a few friends to this show tonight and say, listen, this is Unstoppable Live. You need to check out this show because it is one of me now go take all of the glory, one of the hottest programs on the internet. All right, so everybody, please quick and hurry, share out the show. If you're on YouTube, share it to Facebook as well. Share it to some WhatsApp contacts and invite a friend in to tonight's show. All right, if you are new as well, jump in the comment section. Don't be shy. Introduce yourself to the family and let everybody welcome you to the army as well. Now, we have a lady on the program tonight that wants to share her experience. It is not a happy story, right? It is a very touching one, and you know, it is going to get somehow upset tonight. Can't know how these kind of topics go, right? When you hear about them, you just get angry like you want to cuss somebody, and believe me, this is one of those topics. But before I introduce tonight's caller to the show, I want to take a few minutes to big up the persons who are participating in the first competition, right? The Unstoppable Live first competition. Lady B came in on the very first night at 22 seconds, which is on YouTube. Big up to Lady B. She came in at 22 seconds. And over there on Facebook, Merlene Everfresh came in at 43 seconds on the very first night of the competition. And the second night, JJ Sipta came in at 6 seconds, but you know, we can't use JJ. So the second person who came in behind JJ was Theresa Myers at 18 seconds for the second night. And then Annie Campbell over there on Facebook came in at 12 seconds. Now, want to see where the problem is? We have 3 more nights to go. Now, within these 3 more nights, one of these names that I called needs to make sure that they are on first so that they can take the lead. Because if we get being new people come on and say first, right? New names, then who will win? So for the next 3 nights, somebody need to make sure say them up them game and win that $100 that I'm giving away. All right, I want to big up to Lucy Robinson as well. You know, Lucy over there on Facebook. Blessings to you. Sharmi and Thomas, thank you so much for the PayPal contribution. And Sherry and Nicole, thank you so much. And the first person who jumped out on the last program, I want to take a big up to her as well as the first person to send in a super chat fund on the last show. Emma Campbell jump out first and contributed to the show via super chat. So Emma, big up yourself. Now let's take a look at what tonight's topic is. Tonight's topic goes a little something like this. My daughter ran for her life to get away from her own uncle. No.
Right now, you know we unstoppable. Unstoppable, that mean them can't stop ya.
From on hear that, uno know say that's an upsetting topic tonight, right? Now let's introduce tonight's caller to the program and let her get into her story tonight. All right, caller, good night. How are you? Are you with us?
Hi, good night, sir. I'm with you.
All right, that's great. Let me turn your volume down a little bit because you sound a little bit hot. All right, talk again. Let's make sure that we can hear you clearly.
I said hi, good night, and I'm with you.
All right, perfect. All right, so first of all, I want to thank you for contacting to share your story with us. I'm going to just be quiet right now and let you take the program over and share your experience. And as soon as I have a question to ask, I will just jump in and ask a question, all right?
Okay, no problem.
Go right ahead.
First of all, I'd like to say what my girls are before I go into the straight story. My girls are with the justice system in this country. It's as if our government or judges and or people that work in the court system do not care about what happens to our youngsters, especially when they are sexually molested. Now, I have I had a daughter who was 8 years old. That was about 7 years ago. One morning, actually I had three children at my home, so I sent them off to school and locked my. I have a business place in my yard. I locked the business place and I locked the house. And at that point in time, my husband had a business going on, so he needed help to take care of his dog. I actually had one of he actually had one of his uncle, that's my daughter's uncle. That we call it now your big uncle, working, preparing his stuff for him. And I locked the house, I locked the shop, and I left for home after sending them to school to pick up an immunization card for one of my sons who had passed his GSAT at the clinic. When I left the home, I had my key with me, so I did not leave any key where I would expect anybody to see or know that I left a key. When I went to the clinic, though, it was the time for the new mothers to bring their babies to the clinic. So I had to wait on the new mothers to go into the nurse and stuff before I could get what I really wanted. After they were through, I went into the nurse and she gave me what I wanted and I left for home. That was like about 2, 3 o'clock in the evening. When I got home, I noticed that, as a matter of fact, we used to live near to the road. So when I got out of the taxi, I heard a sound coming from the shop. I heard, "Mommy, mommy." So I said, in my mind, I said, that sounds like my daughter. So I quickly paid the taxi man the fare and I stepped into the yard and I said, "What are you doing here? Why are you home so early?" And she said, "Mommy, I'm in here, so I'm in the shop." So I said, "What are you doing in the shop?" And then she pulled the door open and she said, come in here, so mommy, come in here, so quick, quick." So I went into the shop and I was so astounded. I went into the shop and I said, "Why are you still in your uniform and you're crying? Why are you so dirty?" She said, "Lock up the shop, mommy, quick, 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 lock up the shop. And if you don't lock up the shop, he's going to kill us." And out of curiosity, anger and curiosity, I said, "Who is going to kill us?" And she passed me and she pushed up the lock and she locked the doors and she pulled me around to the corner and hug on to me. So I put her up in my lap. I said, "What does that mean?" She was trembling like a leaf. And I said, "No, why are you trembling like that?" She said, "Mommy, tap nice, tap nice. I don't want him to hear." So I said, "Who is that? Who you don't want to hear?" Because when I left the home, there was nobody. So I wouldn't expect her to say anything about anyone else. But my question to her was, "What time did you get home from school?" And she said to me, I got home like about long time, long time. And I said, "Why so long?"
Hold on a moment for me, Carla.
Yes.
Viewers, is everyone hearing the caller clearly? Because I'm seeing Facebook saying they're not getting any sound. Is everyone hearing the caller clearly? Let me know if everybody is hearing the caller clearly, so she can continue. All right. Who is echoing, the caller or me? Who is echoing? All right, they're saying the caller is echoing. All right, speak again, caller.
Okay, so after I asked her what time she got home from school, and she replied that I've been here for a long time, mommy. So I said, how long ago was that? And she said, long time, long time. So she was sitting on my lap, crying and shivering, and I said, oh, tell me what is happening. What is really happening? She said to me, Mom, when I came, I thought you were here, and the house was open, so I walked in through the front door because it was open. So I said, then why would the front door be opened? Because I locked it before I left. And she said, no, when I came, it was open. And I walked into the house and I heard music playing. And when I looked, I saw a pot on the stove and I thought, was you cooking? So I said, no, it wasn't me. So who did you see in the house? She said, I saw Uncle in the house. And I shouted out, Mommy, Mommy. And the uncle said,
Let me know the audio sounds on your end now. We need to make sure that you all can hear the caller before we continue. All right, Kizzy says better. All right. All right, am I echoing at all? Let me know if I'm echoing. All right, good. All right, caller, speak for me. Let me see if they're going to tell me if you're echoing.
okay, so as I said, I asked her, she said when she went into the house, she saw a pot on the stove and she thought I was cooking.
All right,
So
hold
she
on.
called out, Mommy, Mommy.
All right, hold on now. All right, since they weren't hearing you from the beginning, if you don't mind, if you could just start back from the beginning for me so that everyone who wasn't hearing and was getting an echo could hear you clearly. All right? Sorry about that.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
No, as I said, let me just start as to hearing my rows, putting my rows across. I am actually upset with the justice system in this country. I am appalled at the sentencing that they pass on to the perpetrators of these crimes, the ones that are accused of molesting their own family members. When it comes to incest, grievously molesting their own family members, I am very, very much appalled at the, the sentencing that they're passing. No, I have an 8-year-old. I had an 8-year-old at the time. I had 3 children at home. I sent off all three to school in the morning. I had to pick up an immunization card for my son who had passed his GSAT. Um, So I had to go out of the district, out of the parish to another parish to pick up the immunization card. Actually, when I got to the clinic, it was a day where the new mothers and their babies would go to get their visits and their checkups. So when I went in, I had to wait on the new mothers and their babies before I could get through to what I wanted. After all of that was done, I got through, spoke to the nurse, and got through like about some minutes after 2 to 3 o'clock, and I went home. When I got home, we used to live very close to the road, so when the taxi stops, presumably everyone in the yard will hear and see. So when it stopped, I remember hearing somebody saying, "Mommy, Mommy." I recognized the voice as being my daughter's voice. So I paid the taxi driver his fare and I stepped into the yard and I heard when she said, "Mommy, come quick, come in here so quick." I realized she was coming from the shop. I had a shop in my yard. And I said to myself, the thoughts were just pummeling through my mind. I said, "What is she doing in the shop? Why so here so quick?" But anyway, she opened the door and she pulled me into the shop. I went in and she locked the door, because I was asking so many questions. I was so afraid. I was so frightened, so stunned. But I remember I said to her, "Mommy, come in and stop the noise. I'm not making ear because him go kill me." So I said, "Who is going to kill us?" She said, "Mommy, tap your eyes now, tap your eyes now." And she locked the top of the door and she locked the bottom. And she pulled me across to the keep quiet, keep quiet. So, I was there and I was going to kill us. Why are you still in your uniform? Why that were lips? And um I put her on my lap. She was there shivering. I mean, she was shaking like a leaf and crying. And I said, I hugged her and I said, "Tell me what happened." And she said, Mommy, he's going to kill us. He's going to kill us. Mommy, me can't tell you, he go kill us. So I said, "All right." And I just hugged her. And I mean, in a few moments, I I heard when my husband drove up. And when he drove up, he backed his vehicle into the yard. And usually he would call out any of our names, like maybe my name or his daughter's name or maybe the other kids' names. So he called my name and yes, I'm right here. And he said, "The whole the place looks so deady. Why you at the shop I do?" So I said, it's me and my daughter who is in the shop. And he said, "So why do you at the shop I do?" I peeped out because it's a big word building, so you can just hold some little opened the back door because it was latched from inside.
The viewers are asking if you could just speak a little bit louder for them because the volume is all the way up on
When
my
he looked
end.
up, he said,
Carla, the viewers are asking if you could just speak a little bit louder. They can, the volume
"Okay,
is
I'm
up on
sorry.
my end, but they're saying you're speaking a bit soft.
Okay, I'm sorry about that." Okay, when I went out, he saw his daughter, and he said, "Then why is it that you're still in your uniform?" And I said, "Don't worry about that. I came when I saw her in her uniform." And I mean, he was a bit angry. And he said, "You need to go and change your uniform and go and change your uniform." So I said, "Don't worry about it. Go to the bathroom, change your uniform, and I'll come." He said, "No, no, 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 mommy, come with me, come with me." So I said, "All right, I'll be back with you. I'm going with my daughter to the bathroom." And I went with her to the bathroom and took off her uniform, what was left of the uniform, and what was left of the blouse. Um, I said to her, "You're dirty. Your uniform is torn up. We're in a fight at school. Tell mommy what happened. And tears just started streaming down her face. And I said, you know what? I'll give you a bath. And I put her in the shower and I turned the shower pipe on and she backed away. So I said, what is that? She said, mommy, I don't want the shower on me. Put the water in the pan. I can't as ever. So I put a bath under the pipe and had the water running in the bath. And I wet her and I rubbed the soap on the rag and I started rubbing her from her face, going down to the middle section. When I reached the middle section, she started backing away now. It hot, it hot, no.
All right, I know the caller's connection is really poor. She's dropping. So for persons who didn't hear what she said just now, she said the daughter was in the bathroom and the daughter didn't want her to turn the shower on her, right? And she was bathing the daughter, and as soon as she reached to the middle section, the daughter was backing away and crying out, "Mommy, it's hot." So Uno basically can understand where this is going from here. I must apologize that the caller audio is poor tonight, but we definitely have to take a listen to this story and try as best as we could to hear what she's saying. Continue, caller, but speak up as loud as you can, okay?
Okay. No, I put her across my lap and I remember having her lying across my lap and I lifted her legs and I looked at it and I realized her legs were red as ever. So I said, Jesus Christ, what is this? And she said, Mommy, 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 no quarry, no quarry. Me no want we dead, go kill me. So, so I started getting serious now and I said, who did this to you? Who is going to kill us? She said to me, Mommy, he's going to burn down the house and he's going to kill us. Anyway, I went in and I wrapped her in a towel and I put her on the bed and I called out my husband, called out to him. And he said, I'm doing something, I can't come now. I said, it's important, you need to come right now. And I don't know what happened, but he just said, you don't hear me, somebody doing something? You have to wait until I'm done. So I said, all right. And I wrapped her in the towel and I said, I'll be back with you in a while. So that's to my daughter. And I went to my husband and I said, listen, there's something wrong with my daughter. There's something that you as a father need to come and see and make your opinion and do it fast because it is not going to happen or continue like this. Something has to be done. Anyway, he didn't come. So I put some clothes onto her. I called my other two bigger daughters and I walked out of the yard and I went I went to the hospital. That's in another parish from where I was. It's nearer to me though, but I went to the hospital with her and I spoke to a doctor there and told the doctor what happened, what I thought happened, and what she told me. The doctor said they sent me over to another section. And I went there and one doctor said, you need to go to Sissoko. I've heard the name, but I didn't know where it was. So I said, where is that? How would I get there? And he said, just leave the child here. And he pointed me to where it was. I walked up it's very near to where I was. So I walked up to where it was and I spoke to someone there and they took some information from me
Now, what I want to
and
know
they
is
gave me
this.
some,
What I want to know is this.
yes.
Okay, so you called your husband, and did you tell him what happened to the daughter, or you didn't tell him, or you just did not call him? Because you say
I
he
called,
never came.
he did not come. He did not come.
So did
He
you
didn't
ever
come.
tell him what happened? Why you was calling him?
Okay, I did. The day after, we were still at the hospital, and he came by in the morning and he said, "What is happening?" And I said, "Hmm, you wouldn't even like to know because somebody's going to die." Because I was so angry. I was so angry that you couldn't even pinch me with a needle and have a drop of blood coming out of my body. And he realized that I was angry and he said, "What is wrong?" Um, he went to the daughter's bed and the daughter said, um, "Uncle," and he called the name, "did the uncle so and so did this to me?" And he said, "What? What did he do?" And the child started crying. Then the nurse came on, and the nurse came and she said, "Sir, you just need to leave this child to rest for a while." And he started crying, and they took him to a room and they talked to him. I don't know what they said because I was not in the room. I remember going out to the vehicle, and he was like, um, "We can't believe this, we can't believe this. A lie, that's a lie. That's a lie. Nothing can go like that." So I was astounded to hear that. So I said to him, "Then if there is proof that something went on like that, and you're saying that it's a lie," he turned to me and he said, "No, you and your daughter is telling a lie on my uncle. Remember now, the
Wait,
uncle is
the
the
uncle
uncle."
is the father's uncle?
That's right. So he would be my daughter's big uncle.
Ah, okay.
So I said, "No, I am not telling a lie. My daughter is not telling a lie. She's not a stupid child. She is a
Oh, so
very
your daughter
intelligent
is
child."
not your husband's daughter.
Yes, my daughter is my husband's child.
So why would he say you and your daughter telling a lie for my uncle?
That's right. That's him. You and your daughter is telling a lie on my uncle. I will never forget those words.
People know you are
And
going yesterday tonight. The man tell him wife say she and your daughter, not for him daughter, you know. The man say you and your daughter I tell lie for my uncle. What kind of father do something like that? What kind of father says something like that? Continue anyway, Carla.
no, it's all coming back to me now. And oh my God.
For the persons asking how old was she, it's right in the title. It says she was 8. For the persons asking, it's right in the title running on the screen. Yes, that's how young she was. Mm.
I, I can't remember now, but he was there and I saw tears running out of his eyes. And I said, "Why are you crying?" Because if you're telling a lie on your uncle, why should you cry? And I remember, I remember one of the nurses saying to me, she gave me a letter and she said, "Take this letter to," she told me the name of the hospital where I should take my daughter to.
Speak up a little bit
And
more for me, Carla, please.
she told me the name of the hospital where I should take my daughter to. And I left. And when I left, I I got to the hospital and I there, as a matter of fact, there were doctors waiting for me when I got there. And they took the letter and they took the child and they did what they had to do to the child. I mean, it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because remember now I left home like about uh 5 between 4 to 5 o'clock in the evening, and I was on my feet from that time until maybe 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And they said I should go to they directed me as to where I should go. And I went to the police station. I spoke to certain police officers there, female officers, and they took statements from me. And then the next day, they asked for my daughter, and I took them to where she was. It was at the hospital, and They spoke to her, they got statements and whatever recordings from the doctors and nurses. And they also got statements from the other hospital, from the doctors and nurses there too. Anyway, I recognize that this is no action time. I called my big daughter. She's the second child I have. I called her and I said to her, "Can we come to spend a few days with you?"
Before you continue,
I didn't
Carla,
take any.
before you continue, I think you left out a section because I remember you mentioning something about um the uncle chasing her down or something like that.
No, no. Okay. I did. I did. I did. Um, I'm so sorry about that. When I because she would have told me that after a while. She said when she went into the house,
No, just a
um,
reminder to all the viewers listening: this baby is 8 years of age now. To everyone listening, 8 years of age. No one can understand why this is upsetting when she says what she's about to say. Go ahead, Carla.
she said when she went into the house, she called, "Mommy, mommy," and the uncle said, "Mama no there." Yeah, call mommy for mommy no there. And he grabbed her in her chest where, and actually, because where I said, um, what was left of the uniform and the tunic and the blouse, that was what I took from her body. And it actually tore, and there were scratch marks all over her stomach and stuff, and pushed her down. And the part that he was cooking something, and the wrestling between my daughter and him actually turned the pot over. So whatever was in the pot burned her on her hand and other parts of her body. And he tore the clothes off and, according to my daughter, pushed up his finger into her vagina. And they were, according to her, because she is a very intelligent child and she's going to fight for her life. And she actually beat him. She beat him in a, it cannot be hidden. It's in a position where, as you look at the gentleman, you see the big bite mark. And she got away and she used the broomstick to poke him wherever, in the middle section. And she said that is when he bent himself and she ran through the back door. He even held her at her neck and was squeezing her throat. And she said she went through the back door and she was actually seeking somewhere to hide now. But there was a ladder that was on to the house, because we have a part of the house that has some tanks on top of it, and there was a ladder leaning on the house. She said she went up the ladder and pushed the ladder back on the ground so that if anybody is coming up, they wouldn't see the ladder and go up on it. And she laid down on top of the roof on her stomach. And she said she was crying. She was crying. And the gentleman recovered, like the pain that he was in. He recovered and he had a machete and he had a knife and a hammer. And he was walking around and the child said, "Mommy, I could hear him." He said, "Oh, what the little girl there?" And
Carla, let me ask you
she
something.
heard.
Let me ask you something. Because I'm listening to all of this and I just need to know this. You sure this person didn't have a mental issue or something, some kind of mental illness or something? Because, I mean, I'm just trying to figure this out.
Well,
What
let me
kind of
tell you.
sane man walks looking for a child with knife and hammer and all these things at 8 year
Machete.
old? What kind of sane
Okay.
person does something like that?
Well, I am not. I'm. To be honest, I am not even going to say whether he was sane or not, because in my mind right now, whether sane or insane, I am not even going to try to fathom that, because whatever he did, there is no justification for whatever he did. And I remember my daughter saying, he heard when he said, "Oh, with the little girl there." And she said she made a muffling sound and he looked and saw her and pushed back the ladder onto the house and was coming up the ladder. She said, "Mommy, when I realized that he was coming up, there was nothing I could do." Do you know what my daughter did? My daughter jumped from the roof, jumped from the top of the room to the ground. And when she jumped, she had this, she actually, because she was actually being treated for that. It's like she broke an ankle or did something to her ankle. And she ran in the pain when she jumped to the ground, ran in the pain to the shop. And when she ran in through the back door, one foot of her slippers was left outside. And she locked the back door. She tried to get the slipper, but he was coming, so she locked the back door. And that was how I came to see her in the shop when I came back from where I went. Okay? No, I,
Before you proceed,
as I said,
um, Peaceful Sister, good night. Peaceful Sister wants to know. I know you said you was calling the father to tell him what happened, but Peaceful Sister wants to know why you didn't tell the father before you took her to the hospital. Why you didn't tell the father what was happening?
no, let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. I was, I was, I was so, I was, I was so frightened. Because listen, no, I wouldn't have the details of everything to tell him right away. I was so frightened. I was so everything.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I said, come here quick. Come look at your daughter, see what is happening. Come and look. Because remember now, I left the child on the bed and I went to where he was just to get him to come and see for himself. And he did not come. I was angry. I was very angry.
So
That is the
the
reason.
next question is this: after you took the baby to the hospital and doctors confirmed that she had been molested, the father still never believed?
Remember now, I told you that he came the day after. Remember, I left in the evening to go to the hospital, and he came the day after. He came to the hospital the day after,
And what was his
and
response at that point?
he went to my daughter's bed, and he said to my daughter, "What happened? Tell me what happened." And my daughter cried, and she told him what happened. And I can remember him walking out, and he went to sit in the back of his vehicle. And when I went out to where he was, there were tears rolling down his face. And he said to me, not easy. Not easy. I can't believe this at all. I can't believe this at all. You and your daughter really a liar, When I tell life on my uncle. You and your daughter really tell life on my uncle. But that was his response. That was his response. And as I said, where I was now, where I called my daughter and she said yes, and my daughter and I went to the bigger one for the week. I think it was a weekend. I went there, and she was with her sister in her room, and she was talking to her. And I can remember she said to me, "Mommy, go outside now." So I said, "Why you want me to go outside?" So I said, "All right, don't mind." So I really didn't want to intrude, so I was heading to the kitchen, and I remember hearing my bigger daughter saying, "What you say?" And she said, "Yes." And me, I hear when you say, "See the little girl that come there." And believe me, I really wanted to hear. So I backed up to what was going on. I backed up, and I remember hearing her saying that the night, the night before that, I remember cooking something, and I actually shared something for the uncle, and he was eating it. And my daughter ate what she had to eat, and she was just taking the plate she had what to eat to the kitchen sink. And she was going out, and she said her uncle and her father were sitting on a seat that was there. And she heard when my husband said to the uncle, do what you have to do, just do what you have to do, do the legal. And the gentleman, the uncle said to the father, so what about the mother? And the father said, don't worry, we'll deal with her. When I heard that, when I heard that, I remember everything in my brain started going upside down, backwards, and it went in every direction you could think of. And I can remember just falling on the ground, falling on the ground. And I stayed in the hospital for, when I woke up, I was in the hospital with some big bandages over my head and stuff. And they told me not to move and stuff. And I kept on asking what was wrong, what was wrong. And I remember one nurse came to my bedside and she said to me, you had a fall, you blacked out and you had a fall. And what is happening now is that the blood in your head was draining to the front. I can't remember the name of what it was called, but you're now suffering from this disease where the blood is at the front of your head. So I said to her, will I get better? She said, yes. Once you have enough rest and get your medications, you will feel better. So then my bigger children, they came to see me, and I remember one of them saying, I will take care of my sister. That's the biggest one now. I will take care of my sister. So I'm going to take her from my sister now and take her to the home. Don't worry about her, mama. She'll be fully taken care of. And I was in the hospital for 2 weeks until I was discharged. And when I was discharged, I remember going home to the same home that it happened. My daughter was with my other one, the bigger one. And I went home and I was in a room by myself. I didn't eat. I didn't talk to anybody. I just locked myself in the room. And I can remember one day when he was the actual helper that did his business, so he didn't come for a couple of days. So he was like worried about now as to what his business is going to be like once the helper is not there. So he said to me, he came in and he said to me, what is going to happen now because he's not here? And I said, that's what you're worried about? You're not even worried about your child? He said, then what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I said, all right, fine. Tell you what you can do. He hasn't come here for a couple of days, so I'm going to ask you to do something for me. Try to see if you can get him to come here because I actually spoke with the police, spoke with some friends I have in the force and everything. I was being detailed as to what to do because he had disappeared. The daughter said when he did what he had to do, he packed a bag. She doesn't know what was in the bag, and he ran down into some bushes behind the yard, and he went away. But we didn't see him again. And I said to my husband, you need to try to get him here. Try your best. Try your best to get him here. I remember one evening he said to me, I sent a message to him and he said he's coming. So whatever you have to do, you try and meet. So I said, fine, no problem. I
Carla,
remember when he
did
came to
you
the place.
did
Yes,
you ever confront this man and ask him what I mean by just do what you have to do and we will take care of
all
the
right.
mother? What did you ever ask him why I mean by that?
Okay. When I did that, even I did that all the time, and guess what? He's saying that my daughter is telling a lie on him. Because remember, whilst the matter was in court, I remember bringing my daughter as an evidence, as a witness to what was said to her. And one of the clerk of court said to me, no, miss, you cannot use that because it's an hearsay. So I said, what do you mean? It's coming from my daughter. is coming from the one that has been molested. The accused is saying something, so why then should you say it's theirs, right? So I said, I don't really understand this. I do not really understand what is going on. Because no, she related it to my bigger daughter. And I heard it. And then the clerk of court is going to tell me that it's a hearsay. Right? So if it's not coming from my daughter, that was if it's not coming from my daughter, that this thing happened to, who should it be coming from? And he's going to say it's a hearsay. Anyway,
How long was it in court for? How long was the matter in court for?
Over a year. Over 1 year. So he spent that entire year in the lockup. He didn't get any bail.
Don't rush it yet. Don't rush it. Pick up from where you left off before I ask the question. Because we want to hear how him get locked up on all of these things. Because you're saying running at the bush. But don't rush it. Pick up from where you left off.
All right. So I told my husband, try his best to get him to the yard. Just put some things together and ask him to do it in a nice way. And so we could, the police trap him and stuff. So he came back and he said he's coming. He sent a message that he's coming tomorrow. So I called my friends at the police station now and called 2 police from 2 different stations. So when one was coming from one end, the other would be coming from the other end. And I was in the room and he didn't know I was there. And I watched it. I could peep through to see what he was doing. And I meant he did everything like a Flash. He did everything. Flash couldn't compare to him. He just went like, I don't know, he just did everything fast. And when I realized that everything was being done in a very speedy manner, I remember saying to my husband, give him something else to do, because the police were messaging me and they were telling me that they're on their way. So give him something else to do, because I don't want him to finish and leave before they come. But one at a time they messaged me and they told me where they were. So I actually sneaked out of the room and went onto the road in the direction where I know he would have to pass. Whether it goes down the road or up the road, he would have to pass me. So when I realized now that he was coming through the gate, I called the police on the phone and they said, don't worry, we're coming from that end. So if he comes our way, he's going to meet up on us. And if he goes the other way, he's going to meet up on the other party. And that is how they held him. That is how they held him. And when they held him, they asked him, do you know so-and-so? What's your name? What are you doing here? Do you live here? And all of that question they were asking him. And they handcuffed him and put him in the Jeep. And they took him to the station. No, during all of that, when all of that was done, my daughter was on counseling, went to the counselor like 2 times per week. When I took her back to the district, which is the wrong thing, that I shouldn't have done that. I took her to the district. She was going to school, and I remember people in the district saying they used to tease her like, you're your uncle's girlfriend, and like children of her age, they would say things to her and she would come home crying. And I remember one evening I was doing something. I realized she was very worried. And I tell her she wets bed like crazy since that happened. I remember one evening I was doing something and it's like I just heard a voice say, look behind you. And I turned around. When I turned around, my daughter was standing on, it's like a hassock. She was standing on top of it and she had a belt buckled around her neck. And the belt was thrown over something. And that was the fright of my life. I remember just leaving what I was doing and just hanging on to her, because if I hadn't turned around in that in that instant, she would have jumped off.
How
I don't know
old?
what would have
How
happened.
old was she at this point?
She was say 8.5, 8.5 going on 8.5, not fully 9 yet, but going on 9. So I took her and I took her right back to the hospital. And I spoke with the doctors and they admitted her right there. And she was admitted and she was on the counseling session at the hospital and they treated her very well. She was learning in hospital and all of that. I remember no one day, and I mean no, during all of that time while she was in the hospital, Daddy didn't come one time to say, how is my daughter doing? Not even once. No, I remember one evening, one doctor called me and he said to me, you need to call the school that your daughter goes to and let them know that the minister, the he said something. He said something like, um, the government is going to take your child from you. And I was like, why? What are you saying? And then he said, all right, come into this room. Come on, have a seat. Just sit down. Obviously, you cannot manage your daughter right now. You're not in an emotional stage to take care of your daughter. And the government is going to take her and send her to the children's home. I said, no, I broke down and I started to cry. And I said, this cannot happen. And he called another doctor in the room and he said to me, what I would implore you to do is to make some arrangements because they'll be here next week because they have some paperwork doing with us. So they'll be here next week to take your daughter. So I'm going to encourage you, do something not at the same place where it happened, but do something at another venue where you and your daughter can live together. And I remember I went ahead and I did something within a week. Within a week, I had somewhere prepared for my daughter. And the same day the people from the CDA came to the hospital, I was there with my daughter. And they came to the house and they looked at what was prepared and they said, okay, we're going to allow you to keep your daughter. And even now, my daughter is still traumatized. And one of the things that has hurt me this much is that the gentleman came back from prison. He got 1 year sentencing at hard labor. 1 year. That's 12 months. 12 months
This man should have still
at
there in
hard
a prison
labor.
right now. And I look for serve one next
12,
50.
okay, 12 months at hard labor. And I can remember one of the times when he was out. I looked out and I saw him. And when I looked, that was my husband and him standing like two bodies in the middle of the road. And I had to rub my eyes to look again to verify that I'm not seeing doubles. When I looked, they were talking like two bodies. And that is one of the things that's a catalyst that actually pushed me to leave that place. Because how could your uncle, your blood uncle, do that to your 8-year-old daughter? And you are in front of the yard, in the street, talking to the uncle? It simply means that you guys are conspirators. I couldn't have said better than that. Is why the clerk of court dismissed the case when I brought up the situation as to what he said to the uncle. He's going to say that it's a hearsay thing. Because I believe that somebody bought out the case. Somebody paid some money for that man to be out on the road right now. Something was done that was not fair. even in high school right now, my daughter cannot take part in most of the extracurricular activities that is happening at school because she has an ankle. If she puts much pressure on it, it hurts. So she's not involved in most of the things that happen physically at school. But academically, I mean, she is skyrocketing high. And I think she has used this because she was bright from early stage, but she has used this now as a catalyst to 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 promote herself, further in her academics. But on the other hand, she is angry. She is so angry at times because sometimes when I speak to her, I have to wonder why she retaliates the way she retaliates to me. If I didn't have the grace of God, sometimes I would, do things that, I would regret after a while. So this no, it's just to say to our parents out there, the relatives that you bring into your house and the homes,
Carla, there is
it's
a there there
it's
is a
not good.
there is a question that everybody has been asking in the chat for a while
Yes,
now.
what's that?
Why do you keep calling this man your husband? Are you still married to him?
We have been separated now. We have been separated. He's still my husband. We have not yet been divorced.
But after an ordeal that your baby went through, and knowing that her father condoned that happening to her and didn't even care, I wouldn't even be referring to him as a husband or even my daughter's father. I wouldn't even do that.
But guess what, sir? Even in the court, even the each time the court case called up, he didn't even come to the court hearing or anything like that. The only people that went to the court was me, my daughter, my two daughters, and I, the one that was molested and the bigger one that had the testimony and died, and the accused. We were the only person who went there. He didn't turn up at once. I can remember one police officer said to me, "Where's the father in all of this?" And I told her, and she said, "Bring him. Tell him to come to court tomorrow." And I went ahead and told him that the police officer needed to speak to him. And he came to court, but they didn't call him into the courtroom. And he was so angry. Why you let me come to the court? And they don't want me. And I could have do this and I could have do that. And, you know, yeah. And right now, what is happening is that my family, my relatives, they they are so upset. They are so upset. And I am upset too. My daughter is upset too. And his family, his family, some of them do not talk to me because of what happened.
Do you
Because
care?
as much as I
Do you care,
pardon?
Carla? Do you even care?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't. I'm just telling you how it is. I don't. Because if for something to happen like that in your, it's like, it's to me, it's like the family has drunk. I think they were given a mixture of incest in a cup that each one takes a mouthful of. Each one takes a mouthful of, because if they're going to be upset with me for what happened to my own daughter by their own blood, it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. And I mean, this man is like about, he's a big no, like about 69, but he's a big strong man, he's a big strong man. And for my daughter to fight off that man, I tell you. But God is the one in control, and he's taking care of us. But I know he will take care of him. I know he will. But I'm just asking our mothers, fathers, parents, just to look at what is happening in their family. Look at what is happening in their families. Because when this gentleman came to my yard, he came to help or even to work for my husband. He came to work for him, right? And when I left, because listen, when I looked at it now, if I left my house locked, my business place locked, and I came back to find my business place wide open and my house wide open, it's not a case of burglary. That's a case of burglary because I locked it. I didn't leave a key for anyone to get inside. And the police did not bring up that. They did not put that into any question when they were trying the case, even though I asked about it. So I'm simply saying that somebody did something in that case that had it turned the way it did. Somebody did that.
I know you say your
Because
daughter is doing. I know you say your daughter is doing much better since that happened, but is it affecting her in any way presently?
well, yes, it is. It is. Because sometimes I'm having a decent, calm conversation with her. And she just blows up. She just blows up. And when she gets calm again, I would say to her, "What's wrong with you?" And she would say, "Mommy, I don't want this, and I don't like that, and I don't want this to happen." Because even sometimes, if I mention her father's name, every wrinkle in her brow just stand up. She don't want to hear the father's name. She don't want him to think about that place where the father, where it happened. She doesn't want to hear the name of the place anymore at all. And I don't wrong her, right? No, some things that are happening to our youngsters. A lot of youngsters are going through this. I know that. I know that. A lot of things are happening to our youngsters. And we as parents need to look, need to look deeply and see exactly what is happening to them. Exactly what is happening to them.
All right, Carla, I'm going to open the phone lines right now so that persons can call in and say a few words. I know everybody hot right now and want to say something because right now this have my blood a boil and I know that the viewers upset about this as well. I know I cannot be the only one who is upset right now. All right, so people, the phone
And listen,
lines is open 876-420-3368. WhatsApp only. Please make sure to have the stream turned down in the background when you call. You were about to say something, Carla?
oh, I was about to say that this has happened 7 years ago. 7 years ago, and it's like it has just happened
Hmm.
7 years
Well,
ago,
this
and
is this is something that would hurt for a very long time, you know.
yeah, I know it is. It will never, ever, ever stop hurting. It will never stop hurting because I made a vow. I made a vow to protect my daughter,
And
and when I
please,
realized,
please
you
make
know,
sure that
that
you're
that
you're
I
very
failed her.
supportive of her as well, you know. Please make, even when she
Pardon me?
please make sure that you're very supportive, you know, offer as much support to her as
Yes.
possible. Even when she blow up and
Mhm.
act out, you know,
Mhm.
please try to make sure
Okay.
that you know you stay calm and collective and just try to talk to her and you know be there for her because you know things like that would cause her to act out, you know, especially when she remembers what happened to her.
Okay, what has really kept me going really is that when I was 6 years old, that happened to me too. I was living with my stepfather and my father and my stepmother, and my stepmother's nephew did that to me. No, my father didn't find out until I was like 38 years old. That is when I said that to him, and he said,
Mm-hmm.
"No, no, no, that could never have happened because my wife is dead." And I said, "No, sir, it happened." And even my brother knows about it. my stepsister knew about it, and he had almost fainted when I told him,
All right,
right?
hold the
Because
line
he
for me,
was
caller.
actually, you
Hold the
know,
line for me. Let me take this first call. We get back to that. Good night, caller. You're live.
Unstoppable. Boy, this story, oh my God. Every part of me hurting. I'm so hot right now. Um,
It's
and
upsetting.
we could definitely see that that father set it up. He set it up. Because from what that little girl heard him said to his uncle the night before, we know he set it up.
Mm.
And my question to the lady is, why haven't you divorced him as yet? um why isn't she divorced, you know? Because and obviously that little girl don't even like to hear she mention his name, so please don't mention his name. Is she hearing me? I want to know
You
why
can hear
she
the.
ain't
You could hear
divorced
her, right,
yet.
caller?
no, I couldn't hear.
You can't hear her.
Ask
No,
her
I
please,
can't.
why she ain't
Okay, she
divorced.
is
that
saying
that, that
she's
reason.
asking why is it that you haven't divorced him as yet?
She's asking why I haven't divorced him as yet.
Right.
Oh, it's in the picture. It's in the picture. You know, I've been going through some sessions too, and I've been listening to counselors' opinion, and they're saying that, listen, your husband is not the perpetrator of the crime, but at the same time, from what I'm seeing happening, to me he is, because they're saying I shouldn't divorce my husband because he's not the one who did that to her and all of that. But
Oh
to
my
be honest with
God.
you right now, it will be done. It will be done. I'm quite certain of that.
All right.
It kind of sound like I don't know, like she's undecided, but when she's ready to divorce him, we'll help her. I will help. I don't care who else. And I know somebody else out there will help her.
So
And
the
and
caller,
and, and, and
the
I
the
I could
caller
even
is
refer.
saying, you could hear me. The caller is saying that whenever you're ready to divorce him, even if it's a financial issue, she'll help, and she's sure other viewers will help as well if that's what is causing you not to divorce this man.
And I could also recommend her to my lawyer,
thank, thank that caller
Carla
for the
Jones,
consideration.
in Halfway Tree. She's a very good lawyer. She did mine, and it took less than a year. I could help whenever you're ready.
All right.
Just get to Unstoppable, and he'll let some of us know, and we will help. I'm sure I'm talking for everybody, because we'll help, because this is sad.
Right.
Okay,
All
Unstoppable.
right.
Good
Thank you for
night.
calling in. Totally appreciate it. All right.
No
Good night.
problem. Bye.
Caller, listen. It is truly upsetting. I can't tell you that I know how you feel as a mother to know that happened to your child. But just listening to you saying what happened, it's very upsetting to me. And all the viewers are upset about this whole situation, and especially to know that the man in your daughter's life, which is her father, who's supposed to protect her and make sure that no harm comes to her, right, wasn't even there for her. That's even more upsetting. That is what is even more
Yeah,
upsetting. Sean, what go on, brother?
that-
Why? Why unstoppable? Not even work. Me no want to go tomorrow to me vex. So let me tell you.
Hold on there, Sean. Carla, you're
Not
still not hearing. You're still not hearing the callings, right?
no, I'm still not hearing what you're saying.
I got to get that resolved. All right, but go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
why. Um, me I try to get on my thoughts, but all right. Whew, cause me have a look up. Me have a cousin here, brother, when we're young, So you know what I mean. And we try our best, but sometimes it happen under we nose, and people just don't believe or whatever, whatever. But you better you do the accusation, and then if you prove wrong, then fine. We apologize and we move on. But
Mm-hmm.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
The first red flag, brother, when the lady call him and him a say, me I come. Cause you don't know
Right.
what happened. We are
Exactly.
doing go look what go on.
Mm.
And we are do so. Stop what you do. All I can what I tell you. All right. All we can say to the lady, get as far away from this gentleman as possible. The further the better. Um we need to look into the laws of Jamaica and see if there's some petition or something can be done to get more hard.
Yeah, cause 1 year for such a crime, man, that should have been way more harsh than that. That should have been way harsher than that.
Definitely. So we need to do some letters and do some research and see what's what, and that have to no care if no family member not talk to you because none of them not put your pot on fire. So
Exactly.
that have nothing to do with it. But we now keep up the line, brother.
All right, Sean.
Vex.
Blessings, my brother.
Respect, brother.
Carla, good night. You're live. Nah, I hear you so clear, brother. Nah, I hear you so clear.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Much better, yeah.
The first me I call for your program still.
All
He's
right.
a yard man, but me living at the state.
Hold on there, my brother. Because this don't make sense. Carla, you can hear me?
Yes, man.
No, not you. The guest.
Oh.
Yes, I can hear you.
All
sir.
right. Since you're not hearing the call-ins, you might as well just listen in on the show. So go onto YouTube so you could hear what the callers have to say. All right. So continue listening on the
Okay.
show.
Okay.
And
Good
thanks
night.
again for sharing. All right.
No problem.
All right. Yeah, my
Hello?
brother. Yeah, continue.
Yes, man. I first time me I call for your show still, but me always a watch and,
That
review your things, them and
That one
yeah.
I draw you out tonight, right? Make you half a call tonight.
My brother, me have 3 daughters. Any uncle, any brother, any cousin, any niece, anything go cross my pit, them dead.
What you mean?
Only that me have to say.
What you mean?
Guess what? My father never take care of me, I me take care of mine, them. What me say, brethren? This heart bleed. I work with them, man. And when me hear, man, me I tell them, me have to stop do everything, man. And me I say, and the father, they behave like him a punk.
Exactly.
A 6 man for carry that. Not even 6. Throw him on a hand cart. What me say? Only that me have to say.
Real talk, my brother. Real talk.
They kill out all the family. Cause guess what? Something wrong with that, the family there. Your niece, your grandniece, you play with them the way they? Come on, man. A serious business, that, man. You see that the father, they are punk, call him one bury too.
Real.
Uncle, that me have to say, my brother.
And still no
Me say right now,
believe.
me
Still no believe what him daughter say. Still no believe to this day.
and when the doctor have it on paper, you still a go on like you a punk. A 6 man for care that. 6 man care the uncle.
Real.
All the pussy in the dog, all the pussy in the yard, all the fowl in the coop me they kill. Me I wipe out the whole family when they ramp with my daughter them. We get 3 daughter and 2 son. Nobody na ramp with my pit them. Have a good night. I love your work where you do, my brother.
Blessings, my
Respect.
brother. Thanks for calling. See?
Smart. Respect.
Yo, me agree with everything what I call you say a while ago. You think say somebody can come tell me say a man molest my baby and me I gonna say a lie? Mad? Nah man, Sheldon, what go on? Take out your earpiece, Sheldon. If a earpiece you use, take it out, my brother.
Yeah, man, lock up my Bluetooth, man. What go on, Mr. General?
Yo, what go on is that me upset night, brother, that a go on.
Brother, this I want to have no week, brother. I tell you, say right now, my skin full of cold bump and stuff. Dan, how can a man, then get a report, same daughter is molested, and you don't even pay attention to it? What kind of man that?
Real.
John no star. Yo, me there work right now, and me have to leave work early than and go home, because I want to see my daughter before she drop asleep.
Real talk, brother.
That wanna mash me up, Dan.
Real
Yo,
talk.
you see, in law, there's something, what them say, innocent until proven guilty. But my jurisprudence when it comes on to child molesters is guilty until proven innocent. Right now, I talk to you like water in my eye. Trust me, that one mash me, brother.
Brother, this will upset everybody tonight, Sheldon.
And
Everybody.
and the thing will mash me up again, Dan. How can I call the granduncle Jenkerman? This Jenkerman, brother. Jenkerman, a husband and father. Father for what? Brother, that one mash me up. Yo, have a good night, dear.
Big up yourself, my brother. Thanks for call.
Yeah, man.
You know me like how the man them are calling tonight. Big up Kizzy. Kizzy says she like how the man them are calling tonight. And a real talk. This topic tonight have everybody in them feelings. It trickle down from the caller, the guest tonight. It trickle down to me, and it a trickle down to the whole round tonight who are listening to this program. It is upsetting, you know. This is a question when I ask all the time. How is it that a man, a grown man, could get any kind of feeling for a child? That is a question when I ask all the time. How can a grown man get any kind of feeling for a child?
I don't know.
Nama, wagwan. Good night, Nama. Sorry for your scream. Sorry for your screaming in your ears, but this just upsetting,
It's
man.
so sad. It's very sad answer. But you know what I want to find out? That is the real father. That's our real father.
Yes, she says her daughter. You know, you me ask her. Me say, is your husband your daughter's father? And she say yes.
No, to me, he don't have like a real father. Cause a real father wouldn't make that happen to his own child. So to me, I think maybe I was wondering maybe stepdaughter or some daughter they had that or something. Cause only time when maybe a real father that make a brother do that, unless it's not their real kid, so they don't care. Unless the uncle have something against his brother, have something against him. So he something where maybe you're gonna go jail or prison for what
Nama,
you know. Some secret,
Nama, either that, Nama, it is either that as you say, or the papa is the very same way like the uncle too.
Yeah, but if think the to me, how in hell a father gonna make a brother do something like that to your own child? To me, would have said no or something unless it took both of them doing it. Unless both of them
That's
do
what
it.
me I say. The father the very same type like your uncle too. Cause if him okay with that, him no different.
Come on late. I didn't get the full story, but from what I heard, the uncle, the father, I think the brother had some secret against with very so anything the uncle say, he have to go with it. Even if he's not with it, he have to. He have something what he do wrong, something he do, and I think it's life and death, and he have to agree with everything what the brother say. So a real father, although you have some wicked father do kids to their own child, but a real father would, if they're not doing it, why you want to get somebody else do it, and you're not the one doing it? I think these people, I think in Jamaica, they need to get a stiffer punishment for all these things. A lot of little kids, a lot of kids getting hurt from their dad, from the family, all from females, from males, what they don't supposed to do. And sometimes, you know, when it's really hurt when they get bigger. It mess up the brain. It really mess up. These kids really need counseling afterward when those things happen to them.
All right, Nama. Thank you so much for calling. And I saw your Cash App contribution. Thank you so much as well. All right?
You're welcome. And
Blessings.
I hope you enjoy your birthday.
Thank you. I certainly did. Good night.
Okay. Good night.
Listen, viewers, it's sad. And you know what make it worse? Right now, this very minute that we are talking on this show, it is happening to somebody. That's the sad thing, you know. This very minute right now, it is happening to someone right now, this minute. And as Nama said, right? And as Sean said earlier too, we need stiffer penalties for these rapists and molesters. Stiffer penalties for them, man. Real talk. Oral, what go on, my brother?
But I mean, I play for master, this what they go on. Trust me, man, me tell you say, you see, now this world I live in, crime and violence can't stop. Because, trust me, for me, if I'm 50 a gun, man, we kill them and they. Trust me.
Oral, may I
How
tell you
kill is
something,
that,
you know?
man? Trust me, man.
Oral, me tell you something. As much as more crime and violence is stop, brother, if a this a cause a crime, make you all like crime go on. Kill off a whole of them, man. We are rape off little baby and woman. God no, kill off a whole of them. No pity.
Sometimes you may call me, sometimes I listen to something, and sometimes I say to my wife, and I swing a talk. I say, man, if me, me don't know some people, but me don't know. Me don't know if things I trust me. And that the man was say, my father. Me got, oh my God. And one boy put me got me not get no girl. Right? And me have 9 sisters. And trust me, that you don't know.
Brother, trust me. I'm hungry right now, Oral. Me not even feel like me can't sleep peacefully tonight. Cause me hungry right now.
I will go me they watch something, me listen, me they watch TV, you know. I mean, I listen to everything we go on, you know. And me just say to me wife, say, me, it don't kill everybody, man. Oh God, man. Why these men have to be like this? I don't know. The government should have a system where that you all along the thing happen, man. Send these men to prison, man. Cut out them damn seed.
Yes,
man.
No
me
matter.
A judge, you know, man.
Listen.
If you was a judge and him come me harder than pick clamp seed, you know, man.
Listen, it no matter how long it happen. It no matter how long it happen, these men should.
You see how them cut out that? You see how them cut out that seed? And then make them put piece of plastic over it and cut out in seed and throw rub lime in it when they're done. No, man, nowadays, man, me couldn't be a judge, you know. Trust me, man, because something couldn't come in front of me.
All right, Oral. Blessings, my brother. Thanks for calling,
man. Yeah, man, me there, man. That listen, man.
All right, my brother.
Yeah, man, cool. Respect, yes. Yeah.
Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night. Well, I'm listening to your program all the while, but that one I get me weak. You see, mama, papa, uncle, family, dog, puss, gunshot to all of them. That me say. Now take back my talk. That's all me have to say, brother. Bless up.
All right, my brother. Blessings. Carla, good night. You're live.
Good night, Mr. Unstoppable.
Good night to you.
To be honest, that's not a father, that's a father too. And my niece got molested by my own father, which is not really of a father, he is a sperm donor. And when me find out me want to kill him, me want to kill him much more. A man molested my 8-year-old daughter. I mean, I beat the father. She should have beat her husband and beat the uncle too. Buy a cutlass and take it to them. If you can't kill me, kill me. And if me can't kill you, me I kill you. She just take it so easy and she still a call the man her husband. Why are you still saying I'm my husband? That the man doesn't deserve to say my husband. That is not even deserve to say a caller. To be honest, it's going to affect this child for the rest of her life, Unstoppable. It's affecting my niece for the rest of her life, My niece got pregnant, and had an abortion, and it ended up, had to make many flights from United States to Canada, because my niece wasn't sure she could actually carry that child, because of what my sperm donor father did to her, And family can be very cruel, man. I'm telling you, in-laws and family can be cruel, very cruel. And it wasn't even the first time my father did that. He did it to my older sister, which by another mother, and they still cover it up. And some mothers and some parents, they're just as bad as them wicked molestation father there.
And the judge is a wicked man. He act like him don't have no daughter, no family member, no niece, no nothing at all. Him only give the man 1 year. 1 year? What 1 year for do? For make him go back on the road, go do something else like this one, another innocent child? Every day you watch the news, you see another child and another person missing into Jamaica. All over the world, but Jamaica even worse. How can violence stop? Mr. Unstoppable, how can violence stop? Bless up yourself.
Thanks for calling, man. I can hear the anger in your voice as well. You know, and it's totally understandable. Blessings.
Bless up yourself.
Carla, good night. You're live.
Yes, good night. You know, I was listening to what happened to the little 8-year-old. I think the father, you know, I believe the father and the uncle probably have some kind of ritual going, you know. That's why, you know, because I believe the father set it up, you know. Yeah, I just that's how I believe it, because it does. I don't understand how he come there when you know, and was there when you know, make when no one he wasn't there, make sure he get into the house, and like he waits for her, like he know the mother was not gonna be there, so he was there on time waiting, and you know what they say. Yeah, so it's I believe it was a setup. And
yeah, because she did say she leave and she lock up the place. So how the uncle even get inside is true.
Yes, the father have something to do with it, brother. The father have something to do with it, and if that little girl wasn't smart, you would have hear it was with one of them that you hear that got killed. I think they would have killed her. And I don't blame the little girl the mother to take her daughter and stay as far away from them as she can.
Right, definitely.
Yeah. Thank God it wasn't worse, because it could have been worse.
Thank you so much for calling, caller.
You're welcome.
All right, Kitty number 2. The caller is no longer on the phone. She says, can you ask the caller if she thinks her husband might have some of his uncle's traits? But the caller is no longer on the line, Kitty number 2. Thank you for that contribution, by the way. All right. And also, Foreign TTB, thank you for that PayPal contribution that just came in, my brother. Much appreciated. Big up yourself, Foreign TTB. And Geneve Unstoppable, thank you for your Cash App contribution, which just came in. Sharon Unstoppable, thank you for your Cash App contribution. And Jackson, thank you for your Cash App contribution. That is much appreciated. All right. And for the Super Chatters tonight, I want to say thank you to Jacqueline Chung, who was the first one who came rolling out as with a Super Chat contribution. And then Latisha came rolling in as well with a Super Chat contribution. Thank you. Kizzy Unstoppable, thank you so much for your contribution tonight. Kizzy says that's not a husband, he is a monster. All right. And Mary Mish, thank you so much for your Super Chat contribution as well. And last but definitely not least, Kitty number 2, thank you so much for your Super Chat contribution. All right. Lucy Robinson, thank you so much for your Cash App contribution again. Charmian Thomas, thank you for your PayPal contribution. And Sherry Nicole, thank you so much for your PayPal contribution as well to the Unstoppable Show. It is much appreciated. All right. Caller, good night. You're the last caller for the night. You're live.
Oh Lord, this has me head shape. Oh, good night. For the last caller, beaten too good. Me a chop them up. Me for the other caller, them me a tell me a buy a cutlass and me a sharpen it back and front and me a chop them up. Prison too good for them. Me not send them a prison. Me no want them go to prison. Me a torture them. Me a kill them myself. All the father, when all me done with him, me not even know I call him father. John Crow. Me not even. Me no want you no more. Hands up a good night, me come.
Blessings, Carla. Blessings. Good night.
Good night.
Viewers, would you hear how the caller upset a while ago? I saw me feel right now too, you know. That is exactly how I feel right now too. You know? And then the caller said something a while ago that makes a lot of sense. Justice system now go work. Can you see it? She depended on the justice system and him only get 1 year. What can 1 year in prison do when this little girl is traumatized for the rest of her life? 1 year can't do nothing. This little girl is going to be traumatized for the rest of her life. And the waste of a space is walking around after serving only 1 year. People may tell you, you know. When you see me sit down here in front of the camera here, every show night, and you look for me and I say, oh, Unstoppable is very nice. But believe me, you would have seen a total different Unstoppable if any man, any boy, feel like say him can go violate my little daughter like that. Believe me when I tell you no people, you wouldn't have me as a host for the Unstoppable show no more. I would not be around. And I say that with no apology. Believe me. You know something, people? Better me come off of this, you know, cause if me stay on, I might say some things we don't know I hear from me tonight. So you better me come off of this tonight, cause God know this. Listen me, people. I feel it for the caller here tonight. I totally feel it for her. Mr. D, I said the last caller was the last caller I was gonna accept. But me let you through. Good night.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Blessings.
Yeah.
Turn down the stream in the
Boy,
background.
I'm coming in from work. I just, yeah, man, I turn it off. I just came in from work. But based on the base to me have understanding, me can kind of understand the topic tonight. And me just get a little piece of it and I tell you something really, 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 really angry. That's why I say me love Castro country. And me love Venezuela. And me love certain country. Me love Philippines. You know, because certain things happen at them the country, they are dead, a man dead. Me I tell you straight up, trust me. There was something happen at them the country there, a man just go in front of a firing squad and dead. Man just shot them and kill him. Trust me. Yeah, man. Yes, you hear me, brother?
Yeah, man, we are here, yeah, man.
Okay, yeah, man. One Cuban that work on my job site, work on a job site that I'm working on. Give me a little story about in Cuba you have this you have a soldier that will go out and pick up all of the eyeglasses them off of the road and whosoever healthy and put them in the army or in the police force. And then the truck go on. Some man always run from the truck. And them catch about 20 guys one day and say, who hearty go in the truck? Who sick, sit down. And about out of the 20, about 8 man go in the truck and the rest are 12 sit down. Sit down so they're sick, you know, when they call and say, all right, boss, we have 20, you know, but 8 okay, and 12 sick. So, yeah, man, okay, well, bring the 8 to the camp and kill the 12. And the other 12 jump in the truck time. You understand? So, me just say, boy, them man are dead, them man if dead, them man put in front of firing squad and kill, and kill. But me not go.
Hold on, them boss.
Me not go beat them.
Hold on, them boss. Yeah. Carla, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
I need to ask you a question. Turn down the stream for me in the background, please.
Repeat the question, sir.
Yeah, turn down the stream that you're listening to. Turn it down for me.
Okay. Yes, it's fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hold on, my boss. Hold on there. I have the call on the line.
Yeah,
Hold
man.
on,
Thank
hold
you.
on. I need to ask
Yeah,
you
man.
a
Me know,
question.
man. Me know, man. Yes, sir.
Carla, you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. I need to ask you a question. Kitty number 2 asked a very valid question in the chat just now. Did he get convicted or did he only spend a year in lockup and couldn't post bail? Did he actually get convicted for what he did or was he just in lockup for a year?
Okay, he was convicted for a year in prison, and he spent 1 year in lockup without bail. So
Okay.
while he was in lockup for the year, the trial was going on, and then he was convicted for 1 year.
So they
after
considered
the
it
end.
1 year time served.
Yes,
So basically he got 2 years with 1 year time served.
right.
Him should I get 50 years in a prison. Him should have dead in a prison. Him should have dead in a prison.
As far as I'm concerned, he shouldn't be alive to get in prison. He shouldn't still be alive to be in prison.
All right, Carla. That's what I wanted to find out from you. Thank you for answering, all right?
You're welcome, sir.
Good night. Yeah, my general. Sorry for cut you off like that.
Unstoppable. You know, you didn't cut me off.
Yo, trust me. That the man they should have dead in a prison, my people. Him should have never see back the light of day.
So because everybody have a beauty and big you up and everything. You know, me.
Yo, trust me.
My
brother, your connection I go in and
just came
out.
in and
Your connection I go in and out. We don't hear nothing what you say a while ago.
All right, let me stand up, man. Me I say, you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, me I say, you know, so this is not me, because I always big up all of the listeners and listen, big up all of my beautiful ladies, them, and big you up too, big up your program and everything. I just want to say good night to everybody. I just came in, just turn on the TV and listen to the program and listen to the last part of it. But to my understanding, me kind of catch on to what really going on. But I tell you, say, Unstoppable, like me tell you already, say me have a charity. I just want more people forget it, register officially in Jamaica. I do it with good people, good people. Cause I do it with beautiful, good people. I do it with a top politician and everything. I'm part of my charity. I don't get a lawyer for when me get the charity register. Any whether boy or girls, a girl pitney me love, you know. Girl pitney my choice. Me no hate boy pitney, but a girl pitney me love. But girl or boy, anybody get molested and we get a whole of the or say get a report, we don't have a lawyer towards my charity for just that alone. I tell you, trust me. Yeah, man. And on a joke thing, man. Too much of them is something that go on at Jamaica and people are getting scotch free. People are all them people should have a registered tag on them back. Have a tag that them is a file. You understand me? I say, I tell you straight up, man. The man if dead, man. I tell you sometimes you don't answer people. Let me tell you something about me, you know. He's a loving person and he's a revengeful person, you know. You see if me come to Jamaica, if me go to Jamaica and I see some people are big and have nyam out a garbage pan. If me don't know what sick them, I answer people, me no look on them, you know. You're not gonna know what sick everybody still, you know, because some people just sickness just happen to some people. But if me know what sick a person, me quick to jump up and assist and help. Like me tell you, say me try to me I do. But some people are them they weak wickedness for people, where them do to people turn around back and affect them. You know, some, you know, sorry for everybody sometimes. I tell her that there is something of wickedness, brother. Trust me. If men are owner of a country and you abuse a child or a little boy, girl or boy, no matter who you abuse, they are dead. Like me hear a caller ask you if you know how them girl dog, but me know you're young still. Cause you could have my son older than you. But you don't know them girl dog. But the man if a girl, them man have balls cut out and clamp with stick. Cut out them balls and kill them. After a while, you just put them in front of fire squad and kill them. I tell you straight up. And some people, know say enough people are listening. You know you have a lot of things to say. I came in late, so I didn't get everything on the show. So big up yourself and big up everybody. I'm really sorry for hear what happened. So with the caller and everything. And again, big up to all our listeners, all of the beautiful ladies and Sapper family. Big up on yourself. Good night.
All right, my brother. Blessings. Blessings.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Oh boy. I'm not even about to pay that no mind. I see a comment in the chat a while ago. I was going to give it 2 seconds, but I'm not even about that because a waste of time. Viewers, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much for, calling in and giving your 2 cents on tonight's topic. I want to thank the viewer as the guest as well who called in and shared that experience with us. I do appreciate you sharing that. Now, I do know that things like this happens on a regular, right? Things like this happens on a regular, and if you have an experience that you want to share, please feel free to contact me and I will definitely reach out to you. All you have to do is send a WhatsApp message to 876-420-3368. And once you send that message, just simply say, I have a story I would like to share, and I will return your call. All right? This is the platform where you can feel comfortable to, vent, where you can feel comfortable to share your experience so that it can educate other persons out there on ways to cope or how to, get out of a situation that they may be dealing with. Right, because your experience teaches somebody else, So if you have an experience that you want to share, 876-420-3368. You can just send a WhatsApp message and say, Unstoppable, I have a story I'd like to share, and I would return your call. All right. I want to take this time once again to say thank you to every single person that's tuned in. Every person that is watching from wherever in the world you are. I know that people watch from all ends of this earth, and it has been proven. So thank you so much for watching. I also want to thank every person that has shared out the show tonight. It means a lot to know that you care enough to at least click the share button. All right. Thanks to every person who is a supporter over there on Facebook. Big up on yourself. Get on the Unstoppable badge over there on Facebook. Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Dwayne Randolph rocking his supporter badge over there as well. I saw a couple names actually on Facebook rocking their supporter badge. Right, let me see. Marvet Shaw, thank you so much for becoming a supporter on Facebook as well. There are a few others I saw earlier, with them there, right? All of the supporter them, everybody who have on a badge on Facebook, just comment now so that I can see all the officials over there on Facebook. All right, and also on YouTube, I want to say thank you to every person who is rocking your official badge on YouTube as well. All right, and to every person that is, interested in getting your Unstoppable merch, you can visit the Unstoppable merch store and get, some kind of unstoppable garment, right? Like how you say Kizzy and Chrissy, hear it, Kizzy and Chrissy rocking out their Unstoppable merch right there. Yes, thank you so much. You know, you can go and get yours. You know, totally appreciated. Once again, as well, thanks to everybody who contributed to Cash App, Zelle, PayPal. Thank you so much. And to everyone who super chatted tonight, thank you as well. All right. And once again, I'm going to remind you of the giveaway, $100 US cash giving away to the first person that signs in once the show is live, right? Now, you have to be the person that signs in first, the most, to win. Now, we have 3 more shows left to go before the month ends. Now, if you sign in 2 nights before everybody else first, you wins. Now, so far we have Lady B, you know, in the competition with 22 seconds after the show goes live on YouTube, and on Facebook, Merlin Everfresh with 43 seconds after the show goes live. And on the next night, Theresa Myers came in 18 seconds after the show went live. And on Facebook, Annie Campbell came in 12 seconds after the show went live. All right, so you need to make sure say one uno come in Friday night early so that you can be in the lead. All right, we need a winner for this 100 US. All right, so people, blessings, let's see the march out right now. I'm thinking about changing the march out from the flames, you know, because we custom emoji them. So new thing now, when you hear march out, when I march out time, everybody who have them badge, because when you think about it, I was thinking about it today, anybody can send in flames, but if you're an official, you have to send one of the custom emojis, right? It makes sense, no? So new thing, right? Me win on YouTube tonight. All right, well, I will see, Sheldon. Me I go check to see who come in first tonight. But Sheldon, if you come in first tonight, then you have to try and make it first Friday night so that you can be the one to win. You understand? You have to be whoever come in first, have to be the one who come in first the next night and the next night and the next night. So all of these names that I called, listen, these names that I called tonight don't have to win, you know. Marva can jump on Friday night, right, and come in first. And then Monday night, jump on Friday night again and Marva win. So the ones them who actually in the competition so far need to try and see if them can come in first. Me know Teresa go come in first Friday night. Watch. Just watch. I bet you Teresa go win the $100. Watch. All right. So new march out icon instead of the flames. If you are an official, thank you, Stush Pumpkin. If you are an official, you can use the official custom emoji, the Jamaica circle. All right. So when a march out time, that is all more officer. No more flames. Once you hear officials march out, no more flames. We want the custom official Jamaica flag emoji. All right, so it's that time right now. Marvet Shaw, thank you. I really don't listen them other program, but yours is different, can help other people. Thank you so much, Marvet, and I do appreciate you signing up and becoming a supporter over there on Facebook. So officials, let's go. It is time right now for you to start sending in your custom emoji Jamaica flag circle. Let's go. Let me see who first I march out. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Start sending in those emojis right now. Sheldon Unstoppable, roll out. Stush Pumpkin, rocking a golden VIP as well. Kitty number 2, rocking a golden VIP. Del Rose, custom Jamaica flag. Remember, so when you hear march out Del Rose, custom Jamaica flag, you have it. Only the officials can use them. All right, so Del Rose correct it there. Thank you so much. The Diva, march out. The Diva, march out. All right, Sharon Hansen is rocking a golden VIP as well. Natalia Grant rocking a golden VIP. Joy Blackwood, Joy, me see when you're sneaky in late tonight, but me not gonna penalize you tonight. All right, Joy Blackwood is rocking a super VIP. All right, JJ's World is in the building tonight. Blessings. Zenobia Henry rocking a golden VIP. Big up Zenobia. All right, Don Thompson rocking a golden VIP. Natasha Moore, kitty number 2, and because she did, okay. Natasha Moore rocking a golden VIP. Norland Baxter is rocking a silver badge, but Sue go over to VIP. No worry yourself, Norland. Big up yourself. Thanks a lot for signing up, my general. Alright, Aries Girl is rocking a golden VIP. Now let me remind you of how the badges work over here on YouTube. Every month, the color changes. So you upgrade from silver to bronze to gold to VIP gold to there are several others, right? So every month, I think there are 6 upgrades, right? 6 upgrades. The last one is gold member, right? So yes. So right now we are at super VIP. We have another change, and then the last one is gold member. I wonder who is going to reach gold member first. All right. So Nalan, big up yourself. I think by next month you should be rocking the another color badge, my general. All right. And then we have who else? Negrita Unstoppable rocking a golden VIP badge as well. All right. Janine Unstoppable should be at gold member right now if Janine was still here. I don't know that, right? Because Janine would have never not signed up. All right. Jusset Unstoppable is rocking a silver. Can't figure it out. What can't you figure out, Jusset? All right. Is rocking a silver badge. Thank you so much for signing up, Jusset. And let's see who else are we missing. Definitely not JJ. We could never forget Janine Unstoppable. All right. Aries Girl said that already. She's rocking a golden VIP. The diva said, I'll go buy it. You can't buy it. You have to earn it, the diva. All right. So blessings to everybody over there. And once again, there she is. Nika Sinclair. Thank you, Nika, for becoming a supporter and marching out. Watch Facebook a cheat. Watch Facebook over there cheat. I send in the Jamaica flag and them on a supporter. Angie, Suzette, Angie and Suzette and Charmaine. I send in the Jamaica flag over Facebook and them they are no custom emoji. Uno see uno. But when you're an official Angie and Suzette and Charmaine, what you need to do is click the become a supporter icon and sign up and become an official. All right. It's like how Nika and Dwayne has that badge beside their name that says supporter. Yes. All right. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you guys Friday night with your supporter badge on. All right. So people, done with this gone. And I will see you all on Friday for another great conversation, even if it's sad, you know. People, somebody want Kizzy Unstoppable for me. So, you know something? You see me tell you about Kizzy all the while, right? You see me tell you about her all the while, right? She no march out, you know. And then when time about to end the show, she say, Unstoppable, you know, call my name. Right? Look, right when I'm at the end of the show, and Kizzy has been here from the very beginning of the show, and I'm sure she here when I march out time. I think she does this intentionally. You not think so? You not think Kizzy do it intentionally? But anyway, Kizzy Unstoppable is rocking. What she rock? She is rocking a super VIP, I think. Yes, Kizzy Unstoppable is rocking a super VIP. So big up yourself, Kizzy. She does it intentionally though. She wait until I'm about to end the show and then say Unstoppable, say, you see my name. Candice, thank you so much for signing up. Candice is rocking. And I think Candice signed up recently, as a matter of fact. Yes, Candice signed up on the last show. So big up Candice Augustus for signing up and becoming an official. So people, more on the need to sign up and be a part of the family, man. Sign up and be a part of the Unstoppable officials. All right. And also more for big up the newest subscribers. I'm looking at them on the screen right now. What I'd say, New Age, New Era subscribed. Joyce Whitley subscribed, and Ms. Muse subscribed to the channel recently. So big up on yourself. On the name up on top of the screen na blue there. So blessings. Alright, don't know my life. Give everybody a little bit of credit and acknowledgement, and you know, yes. Alright. Nadia Brown, good night to you as well. People, oh, by the way, if you are not yet following me on Instagram, go over there and follow me, right? Go over to Instagram, type in Unstoppable TV. Make sure you look for me on the thing. You see it? Make sure you look for the Unstoppable TV. Because you know you have some imitations over there trying to imitate Unstoppable. But make sure you find the right one. And follow me on Instagram. I'll be looking out for your name. Alright? People, I will see you all on Friday. Blessings.
Feel the music. Feel the music, feel the music, move your waistline, move your shoulders, feel the music, move your waistline, move your shoulders, music got me feeling like I'm way up high, sipping martinis and blue slushes with umbrellas up high. I like dancing, you like dancing, put my feet up high, and I don't wanna go home, so turn the music up high. Feel the music, feel the music, move your waistline, move your shoulders, feel the music, move your waistline, move your shoulders.
Alright, so Annie, big up yourself. Annie says Unstoppable, you break Kissy Unstoppable, but that's why she keep doing it. I agree with Annie. Yes, I agree with Annie. And to everyone over there on Facebook who is saying Unstoppable, I soon sign up. Thank you so much. I'll be looking out to see you sign up soon and very soon. Blessed night, Unstoppable Army. Be safe.